Anyways, welcome everybody to game day. Actually, it's an exhibition game day between our Kentucky Wildcats and the Georgetown Hoyas. So we're gonna get together and do what Kentucky fans do best. We talk about basketball and sometimes football. We get it in there as well. So Georgetown, what do they bring in? Don't think a lot of people really know what they are as a program right now or coaching staff or anything. They've kind of been in flux, haven't they? Last couple of years. Their head coach, Ed Cooley, he's in his third year. He's been, I think, 27 and 39. He had a lot of rebuilding to do. Overall, though, they've been a good program historically, haven't they? Let me see. I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube live kind of stuff, so I want to make sure that I know where I can read chat at. So let me make sure of that really quickly. And then okay, there we go. Now that I've got that halfway figured out. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'll get this figured out at some point. Like I said, head coach comes in. Ed Cooley, try to steady the ship and bring them back to what they've been historically. We know what Kentucky is. A ridiculously deep roster with a whole ton of potential. I know I'm excited about it. With the guys that Mark Post brought in, and even the Purdue exhibition, we still hadn't seen the full roster. I mean, Jalen Lowe, he's probably still not going to play tonight. They want to get him completely healthy with the shoulder. JQ, there's a lot of speculation about when we might actually see him down the road. So who knows with him. But there's still a really, really good team here that held Purdue to 65 points. Question is, what does KJ Lewis, what does Georgetown bring into town? And guys, let me know what you think. That's the reason I wanted to do this live, because I love talking to people and having the interaction and all just mutual excitement. I'm going to be doing this all season, breaking down games before they're played. This is my exhibition game. I figured I'd go ahead and go live today and see what I needed to work on and what I needed to get better at. Used to doing radio, so my face being on the screen, me talking with my hands all the time. It's a thing. Anyway, I'm going to speculate that our starters tonight are going to be Aberdeen, Owe, Noah, Modi, and Brandon Garrison, just like the last exhibition. So let's leave that where it is. The things that were good out of that, we were plus 12 rebounding. That was a problem all last season that's going to have to continuously that we're going to have to hold on to and keep doing really well with this year. Then defense. Purdue was one of the top 5 offenses in college basketball last season, and they were held to 65 points. And there were moments where you could really tell that the length and that the athleticism of Kentucky were giving them issues. They weren't hitting shots they usually did. They weren't getting to spots on the floor they usually got to. And a lot of their offense was predicated from the free throw line. So those are really encouraging signs for Wildcat fans that know that Mark Pope's going to bring offense. But the length and athleticism that we have this season is, and no offense to last year's team, I love each one of those guys that laid the foundation for what this is going to become under Mark Pope. But we got some length and athleticism and some defensive just grit that wasn't there last season, probably outside of Owe and Lamont Butler. Chandler showed flashes at times as well, too. So what does Georgetown bring to us? Probably, if I had to guess, their best player is going to be KJ Lewis. He's a 6'4" guard. I want to say he transferred from Arizona. Pretty good, pretty solid. He's on preseason Big East second team. Top 100 guy out of high school. Averaged like 10 and 5 last year. Kind of reminds you of Lamont Butler, more defensive focused. Steals guy. Had 106 assists, 31 blocks, 49 steals last season. So definitely more defensive minded, you would think, in that position. Him and Denzel Aberdeen will be fun to watch back and forth. Then another guy they bring to us is Malik Mack. He's 6'2" or 6'3", I want to believe. Average probably 13 points last season. He was previously at Harvard, so smart guy for sure. At Harvard, I want to say he holds a freshman record with 413 points. So Mack's definitely their scorer, their shooter. When he was in the Ivy League, it was like 17 points per game. He was 81% free throw shooter. Their backcourt is probably the strength of the squad. They're gonna test our guards a little bit. They don't really play with a pure small forward, kind of like we do. We have the more 3-guard kind of lineup. Langston Love should be that third guy. He's transferred from Baylor. He's a Big 12 honorable mention. Averaged 11 points a game. Shot 46% from the field. 48% from three-point range. So he's a scorer. He's going to be the scorer that OA's going to end up matching up against. Except for their 7-footer, they're kind of a smaller team. So, again, I think it's going to end up more like Purdue, where our length and athleticism bothered them. But not as much on the athleticism side because they've got some athletes too. They present a completely different problem than Purdue. And it's one reason I'm really, really glad that they're the second exhibition game. It's not quite night and day, but they're their own unique animal. They have a 7-foot center. Vince starts with an I, and there's a lot of consonants afterwards. I'm not going to try it. I don't want to offend and bother somebody with the wrong pronunciation, but he's a senior transfer from St. John's. He's from Nigeria. He's played a ton of ball. Not a whole lot that you're going to surprise him with. 2 seasons at USC, then St. John's. Not really known for scoring. I think maybe 3 points a game last year at St. John's. But it was only like 7 minutes a game. So he's going to get a chance to show what he's capable of in this setting. Going to guess that he's going to block some shots. 7'1", 257. He's going to present a problem. Him and Marino is going to be a fun battle to watch down low. 2 big guys, big strong guys. Just that I'm excited about. Caleb Williams, he's their 6'7", probably going to start at the 4. He's in his second season there. It's really a new roster for them. A whole lot of different guys. Williams was the number 1 prospect out of DC in 24, I think. 4 points, 3 rebounds. He's a stretch guy. He shot like 33% from 3 last year. So it's really kind of offensively, they're going to look kind of like we do, only Vince isn't going to be handling the ball as much up top. 4 around 1, try to clear the lane, give them some room to drive. Overall, though, they have it. athletes. They're going to play good defense. They're going to cause havoc. They are a team that likes to turn you over. I think last year, Georgetown had 480 assists, 395 turnovers as a team. Their opponents had 459 assists and 450 turnovers. Almost a 1-for-1 assist to turnover ratio for your opponent. That means that they get out, they play tough-nosed defense, they grind it out. They are not afraid to get in there and get in you chest to chest and be aggressive and physical defensively. They're going to try to cause chaos. Kentucky cannot get caught up in that chaos. They have to be strong with the basketball. They have to protect the basketball. This is a team that's going to test them physically. We saw really good things out of the Purdue game. We saw that we matched their physicality. Can we do that in this one as well? It's one of the keys. Can we avoid the chaos? Can we protect the basketball and not be a high turnover team? Something we've done well under Coach Pope. We have to come out with the same energy. Like, it's a different name on the jersey than Purdue, and I think maybe the hype of the moment. There was really good energy coming into that game. There was aggression and everything you'd want to see. Got to hold on to that. And it's going to be my key for the season. I'm going to keep harping on it and harping on it and harping on it. Because it was such a struggle last year sometimes, rebounding. We would give opponents 3 or 4 extra opportunities to get shots. And if you play good first shot defense, it's wasted if you keep giving extra opportunities. Just cannot consistently do that. Sorry about that. That's something we've seen. The sample size in the Purdue game. We were plus 12 on the boards against a really good, really big front line that last year probably would have out-rebounded us, and probably that would have made things a lot rougher. Granted, they were a little outmatched physically and athletically, so if Pope had played the starters more, and Matt Painter alluded to it, that Kentucky could have picked the score. Like, he said it. I think Aberdeen he played 29 minutes, and if the rest of the starters had played those kind of minutes, that final score would have been uglier. And then the final key is going to be whether we allow them to shoot the 3 well. They can get streaky. I think last year as a team, they were at 33% from 3. Got to guard that line. Got to keep them from getting hot. Because I think with our defensive length and our athleticism, we can force them into some bad shots. I have no like, I don't really have a lot of concerns defensively. The thing that I see most being potentially a problem, especially with the point guard out, is the fact that they're such an aggressive defense, and that assist to turnover ratio. That one bothers me a little bit coming into this. Luckily, it's just an exhibition, so we have that to think about. Oh no, what do you guys think? Let me know. Please throw some comments in there. The discussion's part of the fun of this. I think, and I'm definitely destined to be wrong on this, but last week against Purdue, I had Jasper Johnson being that guy that I thought was going to be the leading scorer. Not necessarily MVP of the game, not necessarily the most outstanding player, but just the matchup problem. Because I figured with their Purdue's backups aren't great athletically. And without the experience, I figured they would have some trouble with Jasper. This team is going to be bigger, more physical. I really think this is where Owe is going to showcase that he's healthy. And he's going to come out and he's going to lead us in scoring because this is going to be a tough, physical, angry fight. I'm looking at probably more of a... It might be more of a grind game than the Purdue one. Georgetown kind of reminds me of the Tubby teams, where they're going to struggle to score, but they're going to lock you down and they're going to fight when you have the ball, and they're going to try to prevent you from getting good looks and getting that offensive rebound for the second easy good look. Probably looking at the final score: Kentucky mid-80s, Georgetown probably around that 62 to 65 mark. I'd call it 84-67 Cats. And then after that, we get on to the regular season. Into what I think is going to be a ridiculously exciting year. I know I did the short. I was talking about how, I'm a little older. I really badly want revenge from that game in 1984. Because Kenny Walker was my guy. He really was. Still is. Like St. Bowie, Melvin Turpin. Loved that team. I was 4. They were probably the first team that I actually started being old enough to pay attention to. And I remember talking about this a couple of years ago, and Mom telling me that I cried my eyes out when she said we lost. So, please, get some revenge for me. I'd appreciate it. Like, this is how we are, isn't it? We still hate Christian Laettner. I still hate Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing was my original Christian Laettner. I mean, it just... that's how it's been my entire life. But, I'm looking forward to this. And I'm looking forward to doing more of these lives with you guys throughout the season. And just the excitement of college basketball. And for this reason, I'm so thankful for Mark Pope for bringing this back to us. Like, I feel like it had been lost a little bit in the end of the Calipari era. And I'm not going to bash or be angry or anything. But it was just what it was. And then Pope came in. And it feels like we've had a church revival. And we're all coming back to to loving each other as a fan base and being excited as a fan base. I mean, 9 doesn't feel that far off this year. Because that's how deep this roster is. That's how much talent I think is on this roster. And just the opportunity that we're going to have with Mark Pope being a really good offensive coach. And honestly, the strength of this team probably being the depth, the athleticism, and the leadership of Denzel Aberdeen and Mo D and Otega Owe. Like, it's a really good mix of players, and I see why everybody is ridiculously excited. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for being here. I appreciate everybody that stopped by and viewed, that's hanging out in chat, that just let me know what you think, guys. I appreciate us being able to have this forum where we can hang out and we can talk and we can discuss college athletics and, more importantly, college basketball. So, guys, go Big Blue. Thank you, and God bless you.